Voila.
All right. Can everyone see the screen here? Good morning, everyone. If you can see the screen, just give me an I in the comment section. Just indicate if you can see. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Shane. Okay. Similar good, good, good. All right. I think I'm getting to know this. I can say I know Shane, Margaret. Similar, I think I can remember you from the last time. Heard my voice. Okay, so good morning from this side. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I think some people are in the evening already. Those who are in the far east, who are in China area and the likes. Those of you in Nigeria, UK, Germany, good afternoon, to you guys. You're doing well. So today we are going in this direction, relationship. I hope you are ready for a nice time because we will also go practical today. I know people talk, a lot of times people talk and then they don't action plans, they don't uh, uh, act on things. Before then, let me just go briefly through last week which even what are the topics that we have on ground, things we have covered, especially for anyone who missed the last time because I received some messages from some folks who missed the last time, and they just announcing that they missed the last time and they will have to continue. So a brief of what we said. We have an outline, and then which describes things we'll discuss. And I said this outline you're looking at is not going to be in this specific order. Okay, we touched on life purpose last week, which was a very important one. In fact, it's a very important one. And then a lot of people commented, a lot of experiences, and I'm sure you're ready to comment today. Of course, we touch on time management, relationship, career, addictions, marriage, education, politics, spirituality, and the likes. And I mentioned the last time that it will not specifically be in this order. And then we have some folks, different people join us in this discussion. So those who are colleagues, friends, those who have actually uh, there's a considerable level of success as we can find. And then basically, of course, we talked about life purpose last week, and then the poll was very interesting to see what a lot of people think about what is important to them. Very, very important. Talked about life purpose, and then we answered some of these questions. A lot of you guys spoke, and it was very, very beautiful listening to your opinions on this, listening to what you think about this. And then one thing we established here is that say uh, sometimes it's what needs to be discovered. It's a good journey sometimes. We talk about discovery, what is discovery and the life. There are times when it's individual, there are times when it has to be, we talked about how environment affect the discovery, how what you do may come from the environment, people you see around you. You probably may not know better than your environment. And it was a very beautiful discussion on that point. And then, of course, this is what people think about purpose. When they think purpose, what comes to their mind? So this is uh, what different people answered, and then some said my contribution to this world. A lot of people said God's will. A lot of people said humanity. A lot of people said love for God and humanity, and then some people said, oh, to help people. Some people said achieve a long time goal, goals and aspiration achievement. So and I received some messages after I'm like, oh, this was a very beautiful session. It's really impacted them, blah, blah, blah. And I believe we're in for more things. So today we are going into relationships. And then the first question that one really needs to ask, the one would want to ask is why relationships? Why was the essence of relationship? What do we need it for? What purpose? And then it's uh I've seen people who said, oh, I can do it all alone and this and that, and then they want to just stand alone and do things. Or when you see in the forest, they say a single tree does not make a forest. And that's why when you see something that people say it's a forest, it's actually trees coming together that make a forest. And relationships are really, really very important. They're very, very important. We cannot do without it. In fact, the moment you were born, the moment you were given birth to, you were born into relationship. You probably had fathers, sorry, not fathers. If you have a father and a mother, you have a dad and a mom. You probably would have siblings, maybe cousins, aunties, you just were born into relationships. You probably have birthday mates already because in the hospital where you were giving birth to or wherever you were giving birth to, there were people who were also born on the same day. So you have relationships, you were born into relationship, and it's not what we can shy away from your babyhood, uh, babyhood stage till you become an adult. You're swimming in relationships, you go to school, you have friends, colleagues, co-workers, doing things together. You go to church, friends, colleagues, you have people around you, go to mosque, wherever you go to, you have people around you. It's a world of relationships, and we cannot do without it. In this world of relationship, navigating this for our own good and the good of others is very, very important. Very, 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 very important. So these are things we'll be diving into today. And after this, we will do some practicals. Okay, we will do. So when people start talking, take notes. Might find people who are aligned with what you're doing, with goals, with when we get to career, especially schools, education, scholarships, it's what we will do together. I know many came with the mindset of, oh, it's what I will do for everyone here. No, it's what we will do together. So that's why relationship is very, very important. And building those relationships are really, really, really important. So, first question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is human relationship to you? So you can scan this. I want to believe it should still work. So scan it with your phone or wherever, and or you go to that website and type in this number, slido.com, type in this number, and let's see, I think you should still be able to get into that hole. How important is human relationship to you on a scale of 1 to 10? That's our first question. How important is it? If you are having difficulty reaching this, let me know. Similarly, while I can see you, nice seeing your face. Okay, so if you're having a difficulty connecting to the phone, let me know and use the QR code to log in to it and join via that website if it's difficult. Uh, okay, good. So, good. All right, good. So we have someone is saying it's an 8 out of 10. We have from 1 to 10. So the human relationship is 8. Someone said 3. Someone said 10. Okay, let's have it, keep it coming in. 40% said 8, 9. Okay, how important? We have more on the 8 and above than less than 8. How important is human relationships? Can you do without human relationships? Can you do without? How important is it? Yes, let the votes come in, more votes, more votes. Yes, so, okay, it seems we're having more tens. More people think it's on a 10. How important is it to you? Okay, we have 9, 33% 9, 33% 10, 22% 8, 11% 3. Oh, 3 is rising. Okay, okay, 36% 9. 9 seems to be the leading guy. How important is it? We have a few more people that should. It is 10 voted, 11 voted, so we still have it's like 50% voted, 36% 9. How important is human relationship to you? How important? How important? How much do you value human relationship? How important is it? Is it very important? Slightly important? Okay, so we still have a few more folks to vote. Let's wait till we have at least 20 people vote. Let's have that number. So just use this QR code or just the website and slide in the number. How important is human relationship to you? To you. Remember, we were born into a world of relationship. We were born into a world of relationship. Humans, humans were born into a world of relationship. How important is it? I know some of our answers be, will be influenced by our experiences, which is very valid, very true, because the experiences we have with people will determine a lot. A lot of people have been broken, a lot of people have been helped by people, a lot of people have received help from people, a lot of people have had bad experiences, good experiences, and the like. That, will, that of course going to influence our answer. On the whole, as a whole, how important is human relationship to you? We have a few more minutes to go. Uh, but there's in 3 4 minutes we'll move from this slide, but I want at least 20 people to comment and have an answer. How important is human relationship? How important? We have the nice leading, those who think it's a 9 out of 10. Okay, 38%. How important is it to you? If you have voted or if you have chosen an answer, can you comment in the chat box that you have answered? So let's know those who have not commented. Let's know those who have not voted. How important is it to you? Answer, please. Thank you. Thank you, Johnson. With this, I'm getting to know the names of people. Sonia, thank you. Uluwatonwa, thank you. Shegun, thank you. Olorun Toba, my middle name is Olorun Toba. Thank you, Olorun Toba. Nice. Praise, thank you, thank you. Yes, Olorun Toba, my middle name is Olorun Toba. Jayola, thank you. Jayola Joy. Margaret, have you answered? CJ, thank you. Somebody said Olorun Toba is one of my names, not my okay. Oluwamayowa is my middle name. That's true. Okay, Adio, thank you. TJ, thank you. Is Olorun Toba is one of my names. Alvin, thank you. Margaret, thank you. That's nice. Margaret from Ghana. Ghanaian brothers and sisters. All right, all right, all right. Maybe when we get to 15, 20 people, then we can move to the next slide. But at least from what we have here, it seems more people think um, relationships, human relationships are important to them. If I may ask, for those who chose three, you want to unmute yourself and talk. What motivated you to choose three? Is it because of an experience you've had in the past or something else? What motivated you to choose three? If you feel like responding, unmute yourself and talk. Or if not, that's fine. But if you feel like responding, what motivated you to choose three? Is it an experience or you just generally think that human relationships are not in? You can omit yourself, that will be good. And if you want to post it in the chat box, that's fine too. I'll just read it, especially for those who are following on YouTube and just them to see, to listen, since they won't be able to read the chat. Okay, so what motivated you? What motivated three if you want to talk, want to give? Maybe let me allow those who chose 8 and above to talk first. What motivated you to choose 8 and above? You have chosen 8 and above. You can unmute yourself. At least I know some of your names now. Those of you commented already. TJ, what motivated you to choose whatever you have chosen? Margaret, what motivated you?
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello, Margaret.
Okay, so please, the reason behind why I chose 10 actually, is that from the time a mother conceives or from the time of conception till death, it is a human relationship, human interaction till life ends, because in the womb there is a relationship between the mother and the baby. So we can't do without relationships unless maybe we would live on another planet, yes. Because in sociology, I can't remember, there was this thing which happened in history. They isolated some two girls and they were kept in a place where they didn't have any interaction with humans, nothing. And so they weren't able to speak, they weren't able to do anything. So human relationship is just important, and it's something we cannot do without from the time you come into the world till your life ends. And there are different kinds of relationships, of course. Some are much important. At a point in time, you have other relationships. So yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So for that reason, you think it's very important to you. Johnson, you want to say something? Johnson is all right, Raphael, you are saying how do you vote? So there is a QR code on the screen. If you scan it, it will take you directly to where you can vote, or you go to that website and type in that number you can see. It will take you to where you can vote. Okay. Any other person, just one more person, then we'll move to the next slide. Why is relationship? Okay, so this is it's in the comment section. Please say I chose 3 because I'm not good with keeping in touch with people when I'm not living close to them. I tend to meet new people and forget the others. Tend to meet new people and forget about the others. Okay. Sonia, let's have you. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. It's afternoon here in Nigeria.
Yeah,
So
good
I
afternoon.
I choose 10 actually. And the reason why I choose 10 is because relationships they're very important in everything we do. In our business, in our careers, like whatever you are doing, you need relationships, even when you want to grow in life as well. So it is very important. And then when you have the right relationships, if there's like a positive effect in your life, in your business, in your career, and everything. So it's there's a quote from Apostle someone that says relationships are currencies, and everything you do is also the business of men. So even if, like, for instance, you take all the humans out from this earth and you set up a business, it still will not grow because there's nobody to patronize you and all. So in life, you need the right relationships to actually grow. So it's very, very important.
The right relationship. Thank you. All right, let's move to the next slide. This picture that you see here, I want you to take a few minutes to look at it and tell me what you see, what you think. Just the pictures. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. Sonia, you're raising your hand again. Okay. So just look at this picture on this screen on the left side. Tell me, what do you see? What do you think about it? What can you deduce from it? Just merely looking at it. What can you see from it? All right, Johnson.
I can see humans with their arms all stretched out, interconnected to one another. They're connected to one another.
Okay. What does that tell you? What do you infer from that? Yeah. That's what
That means we actually need each other.
We actually need.
There's a connection.
There is always a connection. You always want to say something. Olorun Toba, yes, let's have it.
Right. So apparently, what I'm seeing from this picture is the fact that we need ourselves, because from the picture it's showing that those who are holding hands together seem to be a bit stable than those who are letting go. Those who are letting go seems to be falling faster than those who are holding hands. So it's just probably to portray the importance of relationship.
Okay, so you're saying it seems those who are holding hands seems to be stable, more stable than those who are letting go. You always want to say something. What do you see? What do you see? What can you infer from just this picture? What do you see? What do you infer? And let's have two more folks. There's still some things that necessary. Do you observe that first and foremost, there are different colors, different individuals, right? And one beautiful thing about relationship is we cannot all be the same. We cannot all be the same. That's in this world, you are unique. The next person to you is unique, but still you have to relate in some certain ways, at some certain levels, we still have to relate. At some certain levels, we still really have to relate. And you see that some were holding, some are holding hands, some are not holding hands. You can give an idea. Why who are skydiving? Why would some be interested in holding hands? Maybe they are not as skilled as those who are letting go. Maybe those who are letting go have had experiences for a long time and they've been doing it for a long time and they don't care. They can just hold themselves. Maybe those who are holding hands are just those who are coming into it like, I need some help. I need someone to help me. You can say that they are holding hands and they are going that's around the same pace, or they will go around the same pace. Those who are falling freely themselves, some are above, some are below, some go faster. Some look up to see those who are still above, some look down to see those who are below. Adedipe, do you want to add your voice to this? I see you muted yourself. No, right, I think it just okay. So there are different levels to that relationship. At some point in time, depending on what level you are, you'll be on your own. At some point, you will need to hold hands with other people. We cannot neglect that point. We cannot escape that point when we have to hold hands with others. If you say, oh, I don't like holding hands with others, I don't like doing things with others, it will take a long time for you to get to where you should be. Okay? It will take a really, really long time. Even those who are letting go freely, at some point in time, they must have held hands with others before they can let go freely. So, and there are categories of relationship. The first one is what I will call upward relation. Upward relationship is a relationship with those who are ahead of you, those who are above you, those who are, what's the word now? Those who have gone before you. Okay? There's that upward relationship which you need to have at all times. And we've always had time, that too. By nature, we've always had that. We've always had our parents to look up to. When we're giving birth to, they were the first set of people that we could have as those who have gone ahead of us. Like we look up to them. Why do you think kids just start doing it because their parents had died? They just start doing it without anyone asking them to do it. It's just what they do because that is a relationship, whether you like it or not. Unconsciously, you pick some of those things, just do those things which our parents do. Upward relationship, upward relationship. And we all have it around us. We always have those who have gone ahead of you. We always have those who have gone ahead of you in whatever sense, in whatever aspect of life. You will always have those who have gone ahead of you. It's crucial, it's urgent. We always have it. Since there are messages in the chat. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't read the comments of some who didn't. Okay, so going back to the picture, so someone said I see different colors of birds. These are human beings. So, well, let's assume birds anyway, of human beings. Chisholm, that's come from Amarachi. Chisholm, you are saying, I see two teams. There is team connection, teamwork, and there is solo divers. There are those who are doing it as a team, and there are those who are solo divers. Okay. Peace, you are saying, from observation, those holding on to each other are united and are stable. That is what this is saying. Those holding hands to each other are united and they are stable. All right. So I'll say you always need those who are one ahead of you. That's how society works. Because you cannot aim for something, you cannot have ambitions if they are not those who have gone ahead of you. And you will need their wisdom. We all need their wisdom, but we need their input. We need what they have to say, but we need their knowledge. Because they've gone ahead of us. They've passed through what we have passed, they've passed through what we are about to pass through. They may have mistakes and they will have ways they have overcome such things. We need their wisdom. We need to learn how they navigated their own problems, how they navigated their own paths. We need those wisdom from them. We need to learn from their own errors so we don't make the mistakes there. So there is always a relationship with those who have gone ahead of us. It's an interaction which I call a vertical interaction. Just those who have gone ahead of us. Okay, when you are saying you see a network and also a support from each other. Network is support from each other. So we always need those kind of people, those who can teach us, those we can ask questions from. And when you look at the society today, it's unfortunate that a lot of people don't see this type of relationship as very important. The relationship that you see most people talk about, the type of relationship that you see most people keep these days, it's just you don't see people go to ahead to meet people who have gone and ahead of them and say, so I need wisdom on this way, I need help on this. I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how you navigated this. But those are the type of relationship we always need. We cannot do without it. From time immemorial, the type of relationship has always been there. And you will need the horizontal type. So those who are your peers, we will need those type of relationship. Those who are our peers, because it's important. Sometimes we get support from our peers. We get our support system. We get our what do you call it, consolation from the fact that what I'm passing through, someone else is also passing through it. Sometimes we get our consolation in that fact that I am not alone. Let's say you're a student, for example. You get your consolation in the fact that, yes, I'm studying, this thing is hard, I'm getting stressed out. I also have someone with me who is doing this same thing, who is passing through this situation. I have someone who is going through this situation with me. Many times that will be a consolation, and that will help us to keep on to stay in the race. Now you see people say, oh, adulting is hard, it's hard becoming an adult, this and that, which is true, very true. Many times when we notice that we are not alone, it helps us to keep on going. In fact, there's a verse in the scripture that talks about the fact that you are not the only one facing this type of situation. It said your brothers and sisters all over the world are also facing this type of situation. So many times we need to see our peers, to work with our peers, to go with them. You have been to higher institutions in Nigeria before, anywhere, you discover that students who work in group tends to do better. Okay, even when you don't really know it that much, when you work in a group, you have someone who explains it in a certain way, different from the way your lecturer has explained it, and it makes more sense to you because they are your peers. They are probably at the same level with you, probably thinking around the same level with you. You have the same type of challenges. Your professors, for example, they have their family problem. They have their problem with their children. They are trying to pay their school fees, this and that. But you are with someone who is around the same thinking with you, both thinking of classes, you're both thinking of fellowship, you are both thinking of what you will eat in the hostel, you are thinking of things around hostel. So because you're having the same challenges, you're facing the same things, your thinking pattern is almost the same. It makes life easier for you. Okay, within your peers. Of course, that will not make you neglect the upward relationship with those who have gone ahead of you. We need to be able to maintain this type of relationship. Now, there is a relationship of which I'll call the downward relationship. This is referring to those coming behind you. Very, very important. Those coming behind you need to be able to have a relationship with them because they need mentors. They need to see what you're doing. In fact, when you are able to hold the end of someone coming behind you, it helps you to navigate better too. Because before you can teach it, you need to have known it very well. So you cannot teach what you don't know. And that is very important for those coming behind us too. And that is where the society keeps running. These three categories of relationships, they are very, very important. They are very, very important. And they are relationships that we must hold on to because they always have their own place. For example, awkward relationship. Those who have gone ahead of you, it's possible someone just recommends you and say, "Oh, I'm in this office, I'm leaving this office," and recommends you on that particular position because he has gone ahead of you. The person can be a place to write a recommendation for you to recommend you. Very, very possible. Very important. Very, very, very important. Before we move to the next slide, which is a slide of questions, what I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts about upward, horizontal, and downward relationship? What do you think about this type of relationship as we have defined it? I'm a teacher, so I can choose and call names in my class. I can call names. So was not spoken. Olulope, do you want to tell us what do you think about upward, horizontal, downward relationship? Olulope, you are welcome. Olulope, you are welcome. Okay, Margaret, let's have you. Olulope is not, she doesn't want to talk.
Yes, please.
She
Please, can I
loves,
go ahead?
yeah, but let me read Tolulope's response. She says she's in a busy
Okay.
environment. You can give your thoughts in the comment section to Tolulope. I see you've been using the comment section. Yes, Margaret, go ahead.
Please, so thank you very much for enlightening us on the three types of relationship. What I want to add is that for each of the relationships, there is one thing that we have to take note. Like these are different levels of relationships. So there are certain specific values and specific ways at each of these relationship you have to position yourself. You have to behave. For example, let's say those ahead of us, if you are having a relationship or you are connected with them in a way, some words or some conversations you will have with your peers or those on the same level with you, you cannot have those conversations with them. Some words, some kind of jargons and all. And so at each of them, we have to be diligent. We have to know how to relate with these people. And then for the downward to yes, those below us, the fact that they are below us, we would have to be very conscious of how humble or how tolerant we are, because I think naturally there is this thing of arrogance in us, especially if you have completed university and then you meet your colleague who you were in SHS with, secondary school with, who has not been able to pursue his or her first degree. Naturally, you might feel down. You might downgrade the person, but we have to be conscious of ourselves so that we can maintain these relationships. The fact that the person is down doesn't mean the person is a nobody or something. We have to be humble in all this and know how to react, know how to act accordingly with these types of people so that we will not ruin our relationships. And it might be one of the best relationships that will lead us to where we want to go, that will help us achieve our goals. So at every point, at every level of the relationship, we have to know the values we have to portray, how we are supposed to act, how we are supposed to relate with the people so that we will not ruin these relationships and we can benefit mutually too. Thank you.
All right, beautiful point. Beautiful, beautiful. And while you were talking, I also remember that all those who are coming behind us, they need to see an example too, right? And that's why those relationships are important. Someone commented on YouTube, on the picture, and he said, I see floating people, some connected, why some alone. That's Freddy Bass from YouTube. So very important points you have raised. Very important point. Now let me share a quick story. I'm always big on relationships. I'm big on relationship. I love for us to sharpen each other. I believe what the Bible says when it says iron sharpen each other. Yeah. Now, when I went for service here, I met a lot of great people. I served in, I graduated 2012, served in 2013, and I met a lot of great people. And we kept those relationships going. Even when I came back home, I was still doing things with students, doing conferences for students around, doing all those things. The people I met in different places came around to join this thing. Some were writing articles for our magazines, some will come to the program or lead some sessions, some will lead breakout sessions, some will lead main sessions, different things. The people I just met in different places. In fact, some kids I met people as young as around 10 in some places, when I go to schools or go to when they come for our conferences and they try to meet me afterward and they just tell me, oh, I'm 10 years old, I write this and that. I'm interested in what they do. Like, would you write? Can you write for our magazine? And they start writing for us, kids, very young kids. And you don't know where the relationships will lead to. You don't know the type of connections you will create. You don't know the type of future that you will create with such a person, and then that and things that will happen afterward. So holding those relationships are very important. And I think Margaret mentioned something about being humble. This is one big thing about relationship. Being humble enough to get into a relationship with a person. There are people who think, oh, I'm all big, I don't need a relationship with you. Who are you? Someone say, oh, who are you? What's your follower count on Twitter? What's your follower count on YouTube or Instagram or so. You don't know who I am. I have 100K followers and I can't be relating with someone who has 500 followers, this and that. The pride comes in. Some people will say, oh, you don't know my level of education. I have a PhD. Who is this person that has just, so sorry to those with OND, but there's a condescending way that people look down on that. Oh, this person just has an OND. How should I relate with such person? No, no. It's very important to be humble in relationships. It's very important to know that you are incomplete as a single person. Different people would have contributed to your journey in life. Some of them may be cleaners, some of them may be drivers, some of them may be bike men, some of them may be whatever, teachers, your teacher. Some of them may be whatever thing they do, some of them may not even be educated at all. They have contributed to your journey in life. It's big. It's important for you to be humble. Very important. Let's have one more person talk on this before we move to the next slide, which is a slide of questions. One more person, one more person. Itunu Ajayi, I can see you. Oh. A lot of people here have not had my wife speak with me. So, yeah, talk. I'm putting you on the spotlight now. Unmute your mic and talk. Do you want to hear her speak? Someone said we want to hear you speak. While waiting for her to unmute herself, she's doing Shakara. Peace wrote something here, very important. Let me read it. Peace said, upward relationship said, I think I have been greatly impacted by it. Always helpful. Then horizontal relationship. Some boys in my class, 3 of them are first-class students. So I see horizontal relationship play in their friendship. I tried doing something like this in my second year, but my girlfriends are not like me. I found out late and I'm in my finals. So it's late to form that kind of relationship. Downward relationship. And my grades are poor. So when people in other years come to me for help to navigate academically and spiritually, I just tell them I'm not fit to do that because of my grades. And I'm not the kind of person that take my church activities serious. In all, I will have to invest in downward relationship more, both in my fellowship and school. And yes, peace, I agree. See that your grades are low does not mean you should not invest in those kind of relationships. Any little help you can render can go a long way in helping that person. Any little help you can render, just any little help, it will go a long way. In fact, if you just build a relationship and the person will just come and read with you, and you are going somewhere to read, and you just say, just follow me to read with me. It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. It's something you can actually do. Okay? So don't let your grades discourage you. Even relationship with church, you just say, let's go together. If the person is a person who goes to church regularly, you can just say, oh, let's go together. I'll follow you. And then you go. Relationship can go both ways. Okay, so it's something you can invest in. I agree you should invest in it. I agree you should invest in it. Invest in it. Okay, okay. And I also want to add this. In all this type of relationship, you want to pay attention so that uh you are not like a parasite, always the one who is gaining, always the one who is expecting something to be done for you. There is something you can also do. When you are the one who is on the receiving end every time, the people who are giving to you, who are investing in you, they may get tired and they're like, I'm not getting anything from this person. And it's only when you have a need that you always come around. They're not interested in investing in those kind of relationship. It gets tiring. It gets tiring, okay? So it has to go both ways. That's always go both ways. There is always something you can do. There's always something you can invest in someone, either upward, downward, horizontal. There's always something you can invest. Okay. All right, let's wait one more person to speak, then we go to that of question. Yes, Shegun, let's have it.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. Actually, there is a thought that just dropped to my mind when people started talking about a relationship, and most importantly, about these three categories mentioned. You know, I just remember a saying, a very popular saying, that what you don't have, you actually give. Now, when we talk about upward kind of a relationship and downward kind of a relationship, I begin to think that, when someone has an experience or has been abused in the time past, maybe by someone superior to them, they might tend to be toxic at the end of the day, or to kind of have a kind of low self-esteem, or to try to become somehow miserable in life if not properly managed with the way they relate to others and the like. They might even lose interest or trust in others. And if these things grow up with them to some extent, they will have a kind of a poor relationship with others. In fact, such people, when they are relating with others that are not up to their level, the kind of mentorship or the kind of education they are going to pass across to those that are lesser unto them, we be coming out of their experiences. So what I'm trying to say is that we should all be very careful with the kind of upward relationship we keep. Because whether we like it or not, as time goes on, at the long run, we will discover that such kind of relationship will, at one point or the other, will form a kind of ideology, a kind of mentality. And whether consciously or unconsciously, we might tend to keep reproducing such kind of relationship to those looking up to us as well. Even to our peers, we might end up influencing them because we all believe that those we are relating with that have more experience than us, and we are relating with them, we want to be like them because we look at them, we see some certain results. Like some of us now, the reason why we are here is that we believe because we've seen some kind of results in your life. That's why we enroll for this mentorship program. We know that there are values here. We want to learn, and that's why we come here. We want to have a kind of a mind shift. We want to gain more knowledge. We want to have more idea, because we know that once our ideology changes, once our mentality changes, then definitely our life will change. And each and every one of us, no matter how small we are, we have people looking up to us. And some of these things we are gathering, some of this knowledge we are gathering over times is when some people, as small as I am, some people do come to my DM. They seek for counsel, they seek for advices. And I can't advise them based on what I did not know. I will advise them based on the knowledge I've gathered so far. So my point is this: we should all be very careful of who we submit to or who we are looking up to as upward a relationship. We should be very, very careful and cherish each relationship very well. We should pay attention to relationship and keep positive relationship always. That's just my input.
All right, very beautiful point. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. That was very beautiful. And it reminded me to, when you look at what a lot of people use as role models today, it it troubles you because where they are getting their ideas from is from people they think are role models, crazy ideas. I had this student in Nigeria, and he was telling us then, he was telling me, he said he was never going to marry. I said, why? He said, because he does not believe in marriage. I said, so how will you mind continue, blah, blah, blah. He said, he's just going to adopt a baby mama and do this. Now, where did he get this idea of baby mama from? From all those he are saying, musicians, those who are artists and all those things. So you had the idea that, oh, baby mama, I don't need to commit to a relationship with someone maritally, but I can just give birth to a child. And it's very wild. It's a very wild idea. And that is what many people are doing today. They don't really know people. They just submit to them because they think, oh, this person is a superstar. This person is, they don't even know what some people do. Some people are even into fraud, drugs, and all these things, and people submit to them. But when you look at things going,
send me evidence. I don't know the.
When you look at things going on social media these days, we weep. I've seen, some people will come to me, send screenshots to me and say, oh, this is what this person is doing, this is what this person is doing. And I'm reading DMs. I mean, I can't release those things outside and start dragging people. And I'm reading those things and I'm shocked, like, see this person on ITL is something different on inside DM with ladies. This is what is going on. And you see some people, their innocence being toyed with. So very important. I think understanding values, some of the things we discussed last week, your purpose in life, values, very important. And when you start getting close to people, It's a warning to everyone generally. You start to see their faults too. Now, some are just faults that are in people. Some are not just mere faults. They are actually deliberate actions, deliberate evil actions. Let me use that. They are not just mistakes. Run away from such. And that's why it, this will bring me to a point of choosing who you want to go into relationship. It's very important to be able to choose. Okay? So you should not just let circumstances around you determine who only becomes a friend. You should be able to choose. Okay? Because don't just say, oh, so the person is a friend to this person, so the person is my friend. No, you should be able to choose based on values you see. You should be able to choose based on values that attract you. You should be able to choose. So that is very, very important. That's very, very important. Now let's go to the next slide. It's a slide of questions. What is the most important relationship in your life? Okay. Now, before talking about this, let me say that relationship grows from level to level. Okay. For example, marital relationship, for example, starts from being friends. You saw someone, say, oh, I like this person. For example, let's say I attended University of Ibadan, for example, and then started attending tax fund as a fellowship. And after a year, this sister came in and I saw her and I thought, I don't like this sister. I would love to become friends. And I became friends with this sister. And eventually it led to one thing or the other. The sister became a close friend. And from close friend, it became, oh, will you marry me? And became a courtship thing and now married and now having children together. And it's grown on and on and on. So relationship grows and it can come from any of those three categories. Maybe someone looking up to, maybe amidst your peers, maybe someone looking up to you. So the first question, what is the most important relationship in your life? And how does it benefit you and the person? So what will you consider the most important relationship in your life? It can come from different angles. You can say more than one if you have more than one. So you want to start? Who is gonna start? Um, who is gonna start? Similarly, what do you want to start? What do you consider the most important relationship in your life? How does it benefit you? And
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
afternoon, Similarly.
Yeah, so the most important relationship in this life is this other person. Value each other, then we can benefit from each other.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that. Can you come again? Your network fluctuated around that time.
Oh, sorry. I said the most is the most important relationship is another person where you and the person value each other, then you guys share ideas together, you guys bring out the best out of each other, and you guys have healthy competition between each other. You can grow as a person and as a group together. So that's what I believe.
Who is the person? Is you said is a friend? We didn't get in well there. That's nice. Uh, where you can grow together, where you can learn together, benefit each other. Okay. Most important relationship in your life. How does it benefit you and the person? Polari, do you want to give us? Mr. Polari. Mr. Polari.
Okay.
Hello, Polari. Yes, you can unmute yourself.
I actually, for me, the most important relationship in my life right now is peer relationship. So, especially from my undergraduate, my year one, I was calm enough to choose the kind of people that I move with, people who have similar goals as I am. You know, I attend MFM, and there's this thing that goes on there where people who graduate with first class are being given honorary award.
Yeah, I have a friend, my friend in physics, we both had first class, so he attends MFM. I know about that. I was wishing I attended MFM at that time because of the because of the benefits. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so I needed a circle of friends who can make that happen. Like people who are also having their own thing, having things that they are pursuing. So I was deliberate enough to choose, and among my colleagues that were very close friends, like three of us were graduated with first class out of like four four first class graduates that we had. Three were within my circle, and then we've been keeping this relationship till now, and advising each other, review each other's paper. We all aspiring for graduate studies. So we've always been in connection and helping each other grow. And, sometimes when one is feeling down or feeling distracted, can easily tell. And we try to call such person to action, like, what's going on, what's distracting you, we give each other feedback from the way we see things, and that has been really helpful. So for me, we both benefit, is a mutual benefit for all of us. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, who should I? Deborah, do you want to answer our question? What is the most important relationship in your life? How does it benefit you and the person? Deborah, wife for N. Deborah, do you want to answer our question?
Hi, I don't know. Is it my own Deborah?
Yes, your own Deborah.
I don't know. Let me see if I can move out of this noisy environment.
Okay.
All right, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, can I get the question again?
What is the most important relationship in your life, and how does it benefit you and the person?
All right. Yeah. I think one thing I would always be grateful to God is that He has always given me good friends around. Yeah, friends who has helped build my life, both spiritually, yeah, mentally, yeah, every step ahead. So I think the friends I have around, I haven't had any friend that has actually troubled me or something of that nature, or tried to. Yeah, there are every friends that comes my way, there's a particular role he or she comes to play. Yeah, and even though we there's a distance that separates us, yeah, we still talk. And so I think I've had good relationship that are very important for me. That's I don't know which one I can pick points to really elaborate on.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So each person having their role to play at different points in time. Okay, thank you, Deborah. Right, who else want to answer this before I move to the next question? Does anyone want to give their thoughts to this? Now, the most important relationship in different people's life can be based on different criteria, actually. Okay, yeah, Amarachi, let's have you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Area Durham. Yeah, hello, is that Area Durham?
You are going where?
Area Durham, you want to talk? You want to give you? Oh, okay, so Amarachi.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon,
Yeah,
sir.
good
My name
afternoon.
is Amarachi, and I would want to answer the most important relationship in my life right now has to be the relationship with my mom. Growing up, I always saw her as the villain, and she never, quote unquote, she did not understand me, and she would always, looking back, like recently, I cried and I apologized over all the things I had done and for all the little misunderstandings. She always gave me guidance, no matter what, even if it wasn't necessary, quote unquote. She always gave. I know that it's her job, but it was. I don't even know how to express myself, honestly. In February, I had a surgery and it was life-threatening. And truth be told, not a lot of persons were by my side, you know. And my mom was there, despite her crazy schedule, despite her, she's a very busy person, but she was there. She took her leave. She said, "Nope, my daughter, my baby is sick. I need to be there." Everyone I prioritized above her did not show up. They were so busy, they were so occupied. And my mom is one of the busiest persons I've ever met in my life. But she canceled everything to be with me. So even before then, I realized that I had just been putting her below, and that wasn't right. So yes, the truth is she's the best, she's the most important relationship right now in my life. I wish I had prioritized her earlier. But yes, we learn every day. And I've benefited. I've just been backtracking to all her advices, all her talks. Oh, I'm actually do it this way, do it that way. I've made a lot of mistakes. And I'm just glad she's still here with me to guide me through. So thank you very much.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And many times we take some relationships for granted. For example, relationship with people who are family members. We say, is it not their duty? Is it not their duty to pay my tuition? Is it not their duty to give me this, give me that, blah, blah? It's just their duty. And then we take those relationships granted. We think, oh, let them just do their duty and that's all. But no, no. Some of those relationships are very important and we need to nurture them. The next question will be about nurturing. But let's have Margaret. Let's have Margaret. Margaret, you can unmute yourself.
Please, thank you. Please, the most important relationship in my life is the relationship I have with my mother. This is because my mother has always been with me along every step of the way. She's been there, and one thing I'll always be grateful for is her wise counsel, her rebuke, and the good and great advice she gives me. Even though through my education, other relationships, I've had friends along, but my mom has never let go of me. She has never been tired of me. At times, you see friends to be tired, you receive disappointments, but she has always been my source of strength, joy, hope. So the best relationship in my life is the relationship I have with my mom. So currently, she's like my best friend and everything. And so how she also benefits from me is my knowledge I share with her, in my career field right now. There are things she also discussed with me. I share my opinions, and we are just being successful and moving along well. So I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my mother. It has saved me from a lot of mistakes, lots of youthful damaging mistakes I might have committed as a girl, as a student. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Margaret, you are in the medical field, right? Margaret, you are in the medical kind of field, right?
No, no, please. I'm in the food science field, but I'm
Okay.
aspiring to be a nutritionist.
Okay, a nutritionist. Nice. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Right. So the next question will be, how do we nurture important relationships in our life? You have discovered that this relationship is good and benefiting. This person is benefiting. We are helping each other. We're encouraging each other. How do you nurture this relationship? How do you make it a priority, so to speak? In this very fast, busy world of social media and all these things, where everything is almost superficial, how do you nurture important relationships? Okay, Margaret, you are raising your hand. Let's have you. Margaret, I thought you were raising your hand again. All right, so how do you nurture? Gift, you want to say something? No, let me pick someone now. Praise, let's have you. How do you nurture these important relationships in your life? How? What do we do? Okay, Sonia.
Okay, so I think we can nurture these relationships by by being there for them. So most times when these people need you, sometimes it's not just financially, because many times people think the only thing you can add to relationship is just financial returns and all. But when they really need a shoulder to cry on, when they need you, you can try to be there. And also you can add value to their lives when you know the things that they're like into. Let's say for example, someone who is maybe into tech, one of the areas or any area at all. Maybe you come across an opportunity that can help them. You can share it with them, you can encourage them. And then I know sometimes it's not easy, but then you can like try to avoid jealousy. There will be conflict, yes, because we are humans. Imagine if one person is doing so well and the other person is not really scaling higher. At some point, there will always be jealousy. But then you have to try to manage all of these emotions because it will definitely happen. Yes. And then try to really care for the person because I believe relationships can really like go or scale higher if you genuinely love the person, not just like you're there for what you can get from the person. So genuinely love the person. If you love the person, you wouldn't want to hurt the person, whether maybe through jokes or anything. It won't even cross your mind. So you should actually love these people and try as much as possible to be there for them.
Thank you, Sonia. Very important point. Be there for people genuinely, genuinely. See, the world lacks people who are genuinely passionate about others. It's rare. I remember when I was an undergraduate, I think first year or second year, there was someone who contacted me. I can't remember how she contacted me. Her name is Nick, if I remember well. And then she was to attend University of Ibadan, and I was just doing everything for her, making when she was to come down, I think either for an interview or exam, I got where she would stay. She would call me and we would talk. You understand? Talk about things, how she would do things, blah blah blah. I know the mom was so surprised. The mom had to come down to UI with her. I think she was from Delta or somewhere around that side. The mom had to come down to UI myself to see who is this Samuel, who is just doing everything. I made sure where she will stay with the sister, got everything settled, what she will eat, what she will do, blah, blah, blah. The mom was just thinking. And it's rare seeing people who do such things in this world of today without any strings attached. And the mom just had to calm down, like, I don't know if someone is trying to use you for rituals. Let me just calm down with you. So we got a place for the mom to sleep too. That was as far back as when I was an undergraduate. I was probably 17, 18 at that time. So genuinely caring for people and then consciously building those relationships. Ọlọ́run tọ́ba lẹ́sàbí. Ọlọ́run tọ́ba lẹ́sàbí. Okay, okay,
Good
yeah,
afternoon,
Ọlọ́run
sir.
tọ́ba. Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the first thing is to understand the concept of honor. I think it's very important that we learn how to honor people and respect them, with or without them being present. It's very, very important to do that. It's actually, especially for those above us, for a relationship we are building upward, it's very important that we honor everyone. And there's this principle that has worked for me. I think for my friends, those who are at the same level horizontally and those downward, is that I've told myself that I'm never going to stop talking to someone because we fought. We may lose communication, constant communication, only because we outgrew each other. So when I pick my phone to call you in the next 2 years, we can probably just continue from where we left off without having to apologize for one wrong or the other. So that concept has helped maintain a lot of relationship and kept a lot of relationship. Like Sonia said, you also need to also be so passionate about your relationship, whether upward, whether horizontally, whether downward. Just respect and have passion for them and be willing to go all out for them, not minding what you might likely get in return. I think those basically would help.
Thank you.
Thank
Not
you.
minding what you get in return. Genuinely passionate. Thank you. Chris, how do we nurture these important relationships in our lives?
Okay, for me, I would also speak in line with what Olorun Toba said, passionate about every kind of relationship you find yourself. You must be really intentional in every relationship you find yourself in order for that relationship to grow. So that's it for me, intentionality. Because
Intentionality.
even if any relationship you are in, maybe if there's a misunderstanding or like there's maybe an argument between you and the person, because once you are intentional about that kind of relationship, you would not want to like say, okay, let me just break this relationship. You look for a way to sort out your differences. So that's like, I feel like that's like one key point in sustaining a relationship. You must be intentional about that relationship.
Thank you, Praise. Thank you. You must be intentional. That's profound. That's beautiful. Being intentional. And that's lacking these days. People just do what comes. Oh, we met at the blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then he has become my friend. No, be intentional. What are you going into this person? What are you doing? Why are you friends in the first place? Be intentional. What are you benefiting from each other? And before Raphael, let's have Deborah. Deborah, I saw your hand. Deborah, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, yes, I think I also agree with the last speaker. Yeah, for every relationship to work, the both party or to build up your relationship, you must be willing, yes, that you will go all for it. Yes, you will make it work, whatever it takes. The commitment, the trust, the sacrifice, whatever it takes, you be willing, like the willingness to make it work should be there.
Willingness to make it work. Thank you. And in that, there are sacrifices. We make sacrifices, friends too. So there are sacrifices that come along the line, the willingness to make it work. Very important. Okay, Raphael, let's have you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. For relationship to work, you need to be able to offer value to your friends, because there's no way you'll be friends and there's nothing you are bringing to the table. There's no help you are rendering to a friend. All you are interested in doing is collecting, receiving. No, it goes both ways. You're able to help them in terms of need, you're able to offer your services to them, and offer services that are offer value that are needed per time, and that is how to make that is how to, and that is how to grow relationship. You offer services, and where the sacrifice is needed, you sacrifice, and the other person sacrifice, and that is how growth in that relationship or in that friendship is achieved.
Okay, sacrifices for each other. How growth is achieved. All right, thank you. Thank you. Sacrifices for each other. All right, Sister Itunu, let's have you. That's my wife. She wants to speak. Let's have you,
Hi,
sis.
hi everyone. Good morning. Um, it feels very good to be here, and I must really commend and appreciate the level of vulnerability that I see here. This is where I like to be, where people are real, where they're like vulnerable and willing to learn. So, for the relationship, I think every relationship requires commitment, and for me, I'm very big on relationships, and this is what I see lacking in many relationships today. People are no longer committed. Commitment takes the relationships generally to a deeper level. A relationship where you're committed to, you really want to put everything to nurture that relationship and make sure that it's growing. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ladan.
Olorin is saying something about my voice echoes class.
No, she's saying your voice is sweet. That's just the
Oh,
interpretation.
thank you. Sorry. Thank you. So, and aside commitment is required in every relationship. So I don't know how many people here are parents or you have kids. You know that there's a high level of relationship you need to have when you have kids, right? You are tired, you're exhausted, you're everything, but you may not eat. But commitment to those kids will make sure that you're nurturing them, you're feeding them, and you're giving them what they need. So that's commitment, and I think it should be like all around like that. And also, I just want to talk about the need to evaluate your relationships consistently. I think that is really important, and this is a part that we don't really talk about. We need to evaluate your relationships like consistently. That's how you can really know if you're growing. That's how you can know if you're growing. I appreciate the speakers that have talked about their mom. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, but I really appreciate you sharing that. I think it came to a point where she really had to evaluate, like, how have I been treating this woman? And it's the same thing everywhere. We need to evaluate our relationships. If you're in a relationship, like a sorry, see, I have these are my kids that I have commitment to, and they're disturbing me already. So just having evaluating your relationship consistently really helps. Take that to all levels of relationship, and the relationship will grow. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome points. You mentioned something about the evaluating consistently, which is important. Sometimes some relationship, at certain time, they are what's the word to use now? They have lasted their what's the word? They have fulfilled their duty on that point. Sometimes in some relationship, what you are looking for may no longer be there. Sometimes it's just after your reevaluation, you just say, no, I have to prioritize other relationships than these. Sometimes, like Amarachi said, she had to prioritize her parent, her mom rather. that say I've neglected this for so long. So reevaluating constantly. The people around you, you want to evaluate how is this relationship going? How is this relationship going? Am I sure this is a kind of relationship I want to be in? Don't be shy. Just get out. It doesn't even have to be marital relationship. When those people just tell you, let's go to so place, just say, no, I'm not interested. Yeah, but we used to go there together, this and that. Just say, no, I'm no longer interested. My priorities are changing. So if my priorities are changing, I need to reevaluate the relationships in my life. That's very, very important. So one in practical terms, let me just say in nurturing relationship, in practical terms, sometimes just a phone call can do a lot. Just a phone call. You cannot imagine how much a phone call can do. I know we are busy, we are doing this and that, but sometimes if I have friends here that I've not seen for a long time, and we still pick phone and call each other, ask about our lives, ask about what we are both doing, and then to see how we move forward from there. In fact, when I leave there, when I settled after this meeting, there are people I will call to give updates about some discussions we've had, things going on in me, with me, they will tell me things going on with them. We advise each other, what do we do? How do we move forward? How do we forge ahead? Oh, this rejection, this acceptance, what should we do? Those kind of relationships are important. So just those little calls, sometimes a little text message, just some WhatsApp now, you don't really need to spend more. Just WhatsApp message, just a little message. Oh, I'm thinking about you, I'm thinking about this and that. They go a long way in helping relationship. Of course, sometimes we help people who need help financially too. Sometimes, but of course, you must not fall into the temptation where you become the stupid one in quote, and then the relationship is not mutual and it's a parasitic relationship where you are the one giving, especially when it comes to finances, when it comes to money. So you really need to reevaluate a relationship at every point, in time, every point in time. Sometimes some relationships with their purpose and you just need to move on. And you don't want to fall into the hands of those who will use the opportunity of their relationships with you to harm you, to hurt you. Okay? So that's why at the very beginning of the relationship, you must be sure what am I interested in this relationship. Like there are a lot of people who have been speaking here. I know we will build good relationships, even amidst ourselves. But some of the things I would expect ordinarily is, would you had this like was a long talk that said they're planning for study together to study abroad, this and that. I expect those who are in that category have probably sent a personal message out there like, let's connect. How do we make things work? This is the kind of relationship I'm interested in. Okay? Because you have to be careful. There are evil people out there. People are evil. So it's not every relationship that you jump at. You need to evaluate from the beginning, at the midpoint, how the relationship is going. What does it need? Does it need fine tuning? Does it need nurturing? Is it a relationship I can throw away and just continue? You need to evaluate. Shed, let's have you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Actually, on the issue of evaluating relationship is a very powerful point, actually. And I don't know, I want to like ask a question because currently, for some years now, I intentionally disabled the read receipt of my WhatsApp because some of the people we do talk before now, previously, we do relate well, we do chats, stuffs like that. But all of a sudden, I discovered that my passion actually changed. My focus changed. Some of the things they talk about are no longer of interest to me. So sometimes when they comes to my DM, maybe they just say hi or they just say hello. I know that once I read that, I didn't reply. It's going to be a problem. Or immediately I reply, I know the next thing they are going to say, and they will want me to like sustain that conversation with them. But my passion is no longer there. That's number one. Number two is that I don't even have that time to give to them anymore. I'm very, very busy with what I'm doing. So now that actually made me to disable it, to disable the read receipt, even if they update their status anytime I come online, I feel it. They will not know that I actually filled it, because some of them, once they know that you fill their status, it will prompt them to come to your DM and come and drop a message for you. And once they know that you are avoiding them, stuff like that. So I just want to ask a question. Is it that am I managing the situation well, or is there a way I could have do it better? I don't know if my question is
Yeah,
clear.
great question. Thank you for the question. Let me see. Is there anyone who feel like you want to answer the question? Like you want to just you have something to say about the question? And the question Shegun asked. Anyone? Yeah, that's the way we do in class. When the student asks a question, the teacher throws it back to the class. The class all the students are thinking about it. The teacher is also thinking about the question. Okay, so anyone. So actually, there's no problem when your priorities change. When we all experience that. Our priorities will change, our goals will change. People we used to talk to, we won't be able to have time to talk to them again. And I think there's a polite way of going about it. For me, I don't really consider it necessary for me to turn on off read receipt. Is okay. I can read it and then say, I'm sorry, I'm busy, or I'm sorry, I can't respond right now. These are simple ways I do to just disavow. And when that happens a couple of times, such person would have received the message that, okay, it seems Shegun does not really have time for me. Let me just free in. One can say I once in a while. Need be. There are people like that. It's been sometimes it could have been a while and I just see their status and I message them. Oh, long time. I just say I should check on you by blah blah. When they respond, I just respond to show that I just quickly had to say hello to you at that point in time. Because I don't have the time to continue this conversation. Also, I'm probably, if I'm going out now, or I'm busy with my kids, or I'm busy with things right now, but trust you are doing well, blah, blah, and blah. So sometimes being open in that sense will send a message. There won't be a sense of animosity, but it will send a message to them that, okay, this guy we're probably not resonating at the same frequency in, at least for now, because you don't know they may come to that same level as you sometimes in the future, and then you will have to interact in the future. If we have closed the door totally at this point in time, we may not be able to relate well again. So if we are able to come down or come up to that level which you are currently, so that we also don't sound or appear to them as being proud. Of course, no one really cares in that sense what people think so far. That is what is right for you. But again, it's always a good idea to leave the door open, at least ajar, so that in the future, when there has to be something, you can still relate in. And I think guys do this a lot. I can just pick up my phone now and call a very old friend that has been a long time we've spoken, and we will still talk and talk and talk and talk. So I don't want to shut the door totally for that not to be able to happen again. So I think in messaging and responding to them, you can still make it known that, say, it's just that you are busy, not that you don't want to. You are busy, you are already thinking about this and that. And I believe a lot of people will understand. If someone does not understand that, then that will be their problem and not yours. So it's good to just leave that window. It's very, very, very important. Very, very, very. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, sir.
All right. So let's go to the last thing, which is questions. Okay, so this slide is just for questions. So I don't know why it's doing that. Can't even find my cursor. Hmm. Can't even find this one. Hmm. Can't find it on the second screen. That's funny. Okay, just question and answer. If you have any question, let's have it. Any question whatsoever. And one thing to add again is in every relationship, you want to know your purpose, your role in every relationship. Because if you don't know it, and there's this saying that I would say if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So in every relationship, you want to know what your purpose is, what's your role, what are you meant to be doing? Okay? Because when you don't know that, the problem will be that you will be asked to do things that are not in line with the relationship is. Okay? For example, let's assume a romantic relationship. Now you guys are not married. You don't want to take the role of a wife or the role of a husband when you are not married yet. We will still come to marital relationships. But you don't want to take that role when you are not married yet. Okay? You are friends. If you are friends, you don't want to take a role, a spouse or a wife, okay, when you are not married. Always know your role in every relationship. You don't want to take the role of a father when you are a friend. Okay? When the father should be paying school fees, you are the friend, you are the one borrowing money to pay school fees. No. Okay? You can like each other, you can do this and that, but you don't want to take a role that is not yours. It's very important to distinguish these things. Very, very, very important. But let's take some questions before we end. Let's take some questions. Let's take some questions. And of course, there is a vertical relationship which is about God. I know we still talk about spirituality, about God, which is very important. That relationship is very key too. Very, very key. We have humans, we also have God too. Okay, so Similoluwa is asking this question. He's saying, what do you do when you're falling behind in a healthy relationship? How do I get it back on track? How do I get back on track in the relationship? Okay, does anyone want to answer that? Saying, what do you do? What should I do if I'm falling behind in a healthy relationship? How do I get back on track? Anyone want to help out with that? Anyone?
All right, so I think,
Yeah.
can I go on?
Sure.
Okay, like Mrs. Ituna said, you reevaluate your relationship. Now, I think the first step is acknowledging the fact that you've fallen short in the relationship. That's one. Two, acknowledging the fact that the relationship is also healthy to you. So knowing those two factors, you are able to now consider the best way to approach, because most times people fail to take responsibilities for their actions. That's why some relationships end up breaking. But now you've acknowledged the fact that this relationship was actually healthy, but you are falling short. So you've taken responsibility. I think one thing I love to do in situations like this is to sit down and have a conversation. If the person is reachable, is to sit down and have a conversation. Take responsibility for where you are faulted and see how both of you can now discuss a way forward. Because most often time we tend to just want to creep into people's life without acknowledging that we've made certain errors. So most of it's better, I think, we sit down, have a conversation, the both of us, on way forward while acknowledging where I've been faulty or I've defaulted. I think that should be a starting point.
All right, beautiful answer. Yes, acknowledgement. Thank you. Very important. Acknowledging that being true to yourself and the person that we messed up in the way, or I messed up in the way abandoned this. This relationship should have gone beyond this. And then, of course, doing things that you should do normally, starting them now. For example, a simple call to just address the situation, like, hey, I know it's been a long time we talk. I'm sorry, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done this and that, but I didn't do it. Acknowledging that and being able to move forward in that direction. That's the right thing to do. And I tell you, there are some healthy relationships. When you lose them, you will miss those relationships. Like what Amarachi said, she started prioritizing her mom again. So you can start prioritizing the person again. Okay? Remember relationship. I love marital relationships. So marital relationship starts from relationships like this, and it can go from there. Who knows if you are missing out on a great wife, a great husband, someone will be a great partner in the future, like a great business partner, a great friend, or those who will do business together, all those things. So you have to acknowledge that this has happened and I actually in this relationship and start doing things you should have done. Okay? We start from a simple text, a simple word. You have to, someone has to give way and make the first connection first. It's like husband and wife, where um, you are both not happy to each other and you are both in the house and you are not talking. Both of you in your mind, you are thinking, how I wish he can talk to me. The wife is thinking, how I wish he can talk to me. How I wish we can hold this. And then you are both fighting the urge to address each other. Now, these are things that happen. Okay, someone just has to make the first move. So make the move. When you make the move, every other thing will flow naturally. It's just about making the first move. Once you take the first step, every other thing will flow naturally. Every other thing will flow naturally. I want to hope that answered your question. Okay, so Shegun is also adding in the answer that after acknowledgement, properly channeling your energy would go a long way. Take action. So take action. Very, 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 very important. Okay, let's see if there's one more question before we end today. One thing I want us to do is when it comes to time for especially for those who have applications, who will have application, when it comes to time for us to discuss this and then to help each other with SOP, blah, 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 I will teach at a point in time how to review the SOP, give samples and the likes. And it is what we will do and miss each other. We will do it for each other, one another. Okay, and that's what friends are for. It doesn't have to be this person that has to do it for you. When I was applying to school, I had friends around me that I would give my SOPs. They are friends, not special, just friends around me. And they will correct it, say this grammar. I too, I will look at the SOP, their whatever they've written. I'll correct it. We talk about schools they want to apply to, that want to apply to, and we discuss these things. So I really wish that even I missed ourselves now. We've had some people talk, we've had some people's mentality. Maybe starting at a point in time, you can start relating with one another because October is saying, oh, I have this group of friends and we are doing application things together. In that category, you can reach out to him too and say, hey, I want to be a friend too. I'm passing through this. Remember, peers, when the relationship is between peers, you are facing similar challenges and the likes. If your own is friendship, whatever, you can just reach out to different people. It goes a long way. And also, I want to, if you're on Twitter and I'm not following you yet, because it's a way of building relationship too. A tweet about this session where I made it on Twitter a few minutes ago when we started. I shared the YouTube link. You can just comment on that under that Twitter page, like you attended the event or whatever, anything you want to say. I'll just follow you. Of course, I'll look through your profile. I used to look through people's profile before I follow. That's a very common thing with me. Sometimes I unfollow people when I see that what they are posting is just not making sense. I'll follow them. So I'll look through your profile and I'll follow you. We should be able to relate and make things work. My DM is in a mess. Okay, my DM is in a terrible mess. So it's most likely that I will not see a lot of people using. But maybe, of course, if I follow the people already, followed you already, I most likely will see your DM. So under that tweet too, for those who will make comments, we can follow one another. Yeah, that's how we build a community of friendship, of friends in quotes. And then little by little, we are impacting each other, we are impacting those coming behind us. Of course, we are looking to each other to in order to learn and gain things. I hope that will be done. I hope that will. So when we come to that aspect of school things, career things, that is how we'll do it. So another announcement too, if anyone is applying to any school in Florida, I made a tweet just this morning. I received someone who donated $100 to be able to for the application fee of people. So at least if we have 3 or 4 people, we can pay the application fee if they're applying to schools in Florida or any school in the US that the application fee is not more than $35. Okay, and we can pay for 2, 3, or 4 people the application fee for 3 or 4 people. So look for that tweet which I made on Twitter about the application fee which will pay for people. Comment on it so that I can see that you're interested. Of course, I would have commented on the first tweet about this session, so I would know who you are. So and then comment about on that tweet about application fee. Then when you make your application, you let me know. You send your password and your username and password at the level where you have to pay, and I'll just pay the application. So we'll be choosing 3 to 4 people to pay their application. All right, all right, all right. I think this is a good, there's no question again. Okay, so Shegun is asking, is there any meteorologist or atmospheric physicist in the house? So if you are a meteorologist, atmospheric physicist, reach out to Shegun. All right. Folari, I don't get your question. Is there a channel available for everyone? You mean the application fee or which one are you referring to, Folari? Communication channel. Okay, yeah, communication channel available to everyone. That email where you receive notifications about the meeting. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And as time moves on, see, the number will keep on reducing. You know, I mentioned it at the beginning. The number will keep on reducing. As time moves on, we will get into more detail. I'll give out another email where you can reach me aside from the general one but for now you can reach out from the general one. You can give your feedbacks. I'll be willing to read the feedbacks too. Of course, Twitter is a good channel too. At some point in time, I might give my number to those who are remaining. After people will definitely drop. That's normal. People will drop out. I'm expecting that maybe we will have last 10 standing, or 15 or 20 people standing at the end of the day. So I can even give out my number at that time, and we will communicate on phone, we'll talk and do all these things. Very important. But yeah, we'll keep on going at this rate. We are not rushing. Okay. We are here together. I love process. I believe in process a lot. I'm one of those who believe in not rushing things. Just one step after another, one step after another, and we continue going that. Yeah, I hope you had a nice time today. I want to believe it's been a blessing to you. Just make sure you do those things. Yes. Yeah, Alvin, there's a lot of WhatsApp group for scholarship opportunities already. It's a lot already. It's a lot. Okay, so, and I know there will be a lot of people who are in one group or the other. I'm not one of those who believe in having so many WhatsApp groups and the likes. Uh, but let's see. As time moves on, we'll see what happens in that direction. Alvin, we'll see what happens in that direction. All right, all right, all right. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a nice time with you guys today. I really appreciate it. Yes, Johnson, you want to add something? Okay, okay. So if there's nothing more, Margaret, okay, Margaret, something. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yes, if there's nothing more, Margaret, something. Yes, Margaret, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, Margaret, you can unmute.
Hello, sir. Please, can I talk?
Yes.
Okay, please, a quick one. I wanted to share another experience of mine regarding relationships. There was this good and healthy relationship I had with a coursemate of mine in the university. When I went as a freshman, I was fortunate to meet her, but she was a difficult person to deal with. But she was very brilliant. She was good at time management. She had a lot of good things that I learned from. And so one thing I wanted to share is that there are certain relationships, the person you are with might not give the same energy you are given, but you know you are gaining a lot from the person. The person is helping you in a very good way. I think with those relationships, you just have to close your eyes on the negative side and focus on the positive side to gain what you want. Because frankly speaking, the things I learned from her has really helped me achieve excellence in the university and complete so well. So there are certain things, just ignore it. You know you are getting something good from this relationship, but the person is not giving the same energy. Just ignore it and focus on the positive part so that when you get what you want, then you can now go ahead on your own lane. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Margaret. Johnson, yes, I saw your hand too. You wanted to say something.
Yes, I just want to appreciate you for today's section and everybody that contributed. I learned so much, most especially from Margaret, and I'm looking forward to actually having a personal relationship with Margaret because
That's
she's
beautiful.
So far so good. I think I've learned so much from her, and I'd like to learn more. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to learn more. I love those kind of learning. Okay. It can start anywhere. Okay. All right. So of course you can message Margaret personally here too, and then you guys can talk. Who knows? Margaret is in Ghana. You can in Nigeria, Ghana, Nigeria, can flow. Anything can happen. All right, Trace. Yeah, he said, thank you so much, Leland. That's beautiful. Deborah, yes. For now, you are waiting for my wife. My wife spoke already. She spoke already. You didn't hear? She spoke already. You missed it. Okay. All right, peace. I hope you remember that advice. Don't give up on because of the grades. Keep, keep giving, pouring into those young ones whenever they come to you. By the way, peace, which school? Oh, Deborah missed my wife speaking today. Yeah. Peace, which school? Where do you study? And what do you study? University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Okay. And what do you study? Electrical engineering. Don't worry, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, you can do it. Don't give up, okay? Don't give up. Don't give up. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Don't worry, you will hear my wife. Okay, since some people missed my wife speaking, dear, do you want to say something before we end? Just one or two things. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a lot of background noise here, but
It's
I just want to
fine.
say thank you, everyone. I've learned from everybody, and it's so nice to be here. And I would look out for our subsequent meetings together. And I love to meet people, so if it's left to me, I would like to meet everybody individually. Okay. So thank you so much for joining.
All right, that's my wife. For those who missed her, now you and yes, my wife is big on relationships and she knows how to keep relationship a lot. She's very big on that. In fact, there's someone I met how many years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, online. I meet people online and sometimes I'm not sure it. We met on Naira Land and then we traveled. I was in the US, my wife was in Nigeria, she was in the US, the husband was in Nigeria, and we kept on communicating. And I introduced that to my wife, and they kept the communication going, blah, blah, blah. And this year they met in a conference in one very far place from Florida. And this lady, I've not even met her before, but they already met even before I met her. Interestingly. And funny enough too, this lady, even when we've not met before, we kept that relationship to them. Things that happening, we would pray together, do things together, because I mean that's what we do for each other. Relationship you care about, you pray for them, and things will happen. We saw this what needs to be done. Someone we've not met before. Now, of course, my wife met her this year eventually because we're in the conference. I was like, oh, are you going to this conference? Yes, I'm also going to this conference. Yes, and they said, oh, we're going to meet up. And she met the family. She met her family. She's very big on relationships. She's good at that. All right, I think this is a good time to stop and end this meeting. So, as I've said, if you are applying to any school in Florida, take advantage of the opportunity. Go to my Twitter page. You see, I shared that thing about the $100 that we received to help at least 3 people or 4. We can add $20 to it or $30 depending on the case, and help people apply to pay the application fee in Florida. So, if you fall into that category, just comment under that, and then we have you in reserve. And comment under the tweet I made about this meeting where I shared the YouTube link to this meeting. Just so I want to follow people. I want to see you. What we do online too matters. Okay, our footprints online, they are very important. So I want to see. It's not like I'm policing your tweet or you're policing it. Just to relate, continue the relationship. All right, thank you so much. God bless you. Make sure you have a nice day, nice night, depending on where you are. Yes.